of us are going to be cooking today. Hayes is going to be the master cook. Hayes, what are we doing today? Well, okay, we're mixing that in that. Okay, I think we're, okay, no.
And there's yummy milk.
Okay, and there's the milk. I think we're going to turn this over to Nana. Nana is going to cook. What is Nana cooking today?
I'm making homemade crepes.
Homemade crepes. Okay, we'll turn it over to the master cook, Annette.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on this week's Dairy Dialogue. We are here with Annette and we are in her famous kitchen. So we have a sweet or savory treat lined up for you. We are going to teach you how to make homemade crepes using Volleman's milk. So let's get started.
Okay, I'm gonna make this recipe today, which is a really kind of an easy recipe and easy ingredients that are going in it that everybody should have in their pantry or in the refrigerator. So we are using Volleman's milk, and it calls for 3/4 cup of milk. And you can just pour everything in a mixing bowl and mix it all up really good later on, that there's no lumps. So you could also put it all in a blender versus a mixing bowl with a hand mixer. I chose to use my hand mixer. And then we use 1/2 cup of water. It says you could just use just milk, but people say if you use too much milk, then it might make it too almost too rich of the batter. So maybe not rich, but it will make it kind of too dense later on. So then I'm adding 1 tablespoon of sugar. And I'm adding 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And I melted 3 tablespoons of butter, and they need to be melted and then cooled off a little bit again. All the ingredients should be room temperature. And I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Eggs, and 1 cup of flour, and then put it all in a mixing bowl together, and then just start mixing it. Okay, this is the batter. This is now ready, and before I'm going to bake it, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about an hour and let it sit a little bit. That way the flour and everything can set together, can go together a little better, and then I will get started to make the crepes on the stove. So I warmed up the skillet that it's kind of nice and warm, but it shouldn't be too warm because you don't want to really burn it. And just put a little bit of butter in it for the first one for sure. And I'm going to put some batter in the middle. Let it go for a second. And trying to let it run all the way to the outside so that it gets a really thin pancake. Then we let it go a little bit on that side, and then we flip it and cook it on the other side. I'm going to show y'all a few options what you can do with them. So one, I'm just going to put a little bit of powdered sugar on it and then roll it together. So this is just kind of plainer option. You can Sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar over it to make it pretty. Another thing is really good with it is spread a little bit of Nutella on the pancake. But they are really thin, so you have to be careful when you spread it on. And it doesn't have to be everywhere. If you just put some on it, then that will spread all around. That's the one with the Nutella. And we can make one with whipping cream. This is whipping cream where I added a little bit of sugar and a little bit of orange juice or orange liquor, like Grand Marnier or something like that you can use. And put the whipping cream on the pancake. You can add a couple slices of orange on it. Also just make whipping cream in it. And just serve some fruit over it. I just have some frozen berries that I have, and you can just pour it over it. And then on the plate, of course, maybe not on a serving tray like I do it here. And then I'm gonna make one more where you could just put the whipping cream and put the berries already, or the strawberries if you have. Fresh berries would be best probably. I had only a few strawberries, so I'm gonna put the strawberries inside of it. And you can basically do anything what you like. There's nothing wrong with doing whatever. You can also use some cream cheese in it and put a little bit of ham on it, or you could just put ham and some cheese in it and melt it in the oven a little bit, warm it up a little bit, so whichever way you prefer. So there's nothing wrong with trying out all different ways. Thanks for watching my little cooking show today. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you will try some of the crepes with the different versions. And if you want to, please share on our Facebook page which ones you made or which ones you like the best, and maybe you have other options for us to know, and maybe you can share it with our viewers on Facebook. Thank you.